Art, forever, thousands of years, has been a representation of the overall zeitgeist of the people. In the same way that economics is also a representation of the zeitgeist of the people, right? So with economics, you see what people are willing to put their money into, and money is just a representation of people's time, like the way money is now, right? So you create product in order to get money. Product, in order to make it, takes time. That is a person's time being exchanged for money, and how they spend their money is a representation of how the overall zeitgeist of what people feel. It's represented mechanically in the way that money flows. Art is the same thing. Art is very similar to economics in terms of what people are feeling, what they believe, and what they're willing to put their time into in terms of entertainment, in terms of just artistic expression. These are representation of the overall zeitgeist, right? It's like what popular art ends up being is what people are feeling. Whereas like economics are just what people are going to be spending money into. It's what they believe. Art is what people feel. And so Kanye West, arguably one of the biggest artists ever, right? We're talking internationally. The guy's superstar is not a good enough word to describe what Kanye West is, because he doesn't stop at music. He's also an influencer. He's a fashion designer, right? And he's done extremely well in these different fields that are expressions of art. His popularity shows that the way people feel is represented through his art. So you have College Dropout, you have, oh my God, dude, I'm a big Kanye West fan. I can't remember his second album. And Graduation, you have these pieces of art where at the time they're still very popular, but at the time they were representations of how people feel, right? And I mean, the first 3 albums, they all start the same way, and differently in terms of how they are expressed, but they are expressing the same feeling. The first 3 albums, the first track are the same. It's Wake Up. The first tracks of his 3 albums involve waking up and to understand what system you're actually in. And he's a very conspiratorial guy. You listen to his albums, the first 3 albums, I'm talking like he's saying, I know the government administered AIDS. Come on, like that's conspiracy talk. And so him being popular shows that it's not just him that believes these things. So you get into his latest work. Now, as a conspiracy guy, I'm on the fence on whether this is actually the real Kanye West. I'm on the fence as to whether he exit stage left and they got a clone. I don't believe in clones, but like a replacement. I'm on the fence as to whether this is the real Kanye West. So when I say Kanye West and when I say Ye, which is his name now, when I say these things, I really mean the branding, not so much the person. It just for the terms of explanation and conversation, right? Because I'll just tell you why. I think Ye is the rebranding because you have Jesus is King album, fire. It's a Christian album, no cussing. He even, I don't know how true it is, like in terms of what actually happened because I wasn't there, but he made it a point to say that if you're gonna help me and work on my album, you cannot have sex outside of marriage. And so you have that guy. Now, that guy is the same guy that like George Bush doesn't like black people. He's the same guy that like, oh, Beyonce had the best music video of all time. Same guy. Like very inflammatory, very explicit. So you got Jesus King, you got lines with like, I've been working for the devil my whole life. I've been, I'm not gonna work for you. You have that freestyle that went viral where he was like, the devil used to use me. Now I'm gonna be owned by the one true living God. Like, which, I mean, that was also just unbelievably fire, right? So you have that guy, and then Vultures comes out, which is like, I know Kanye, Kanye, the brand Kanye, before, in the previous albums, before Vulture, he's always been vulgar. Vulture is way more vulgar than he usually is, right? Like, it's gross. And I'm not a prude, but like, it's objectively gross. Still talented, but it's gross. And so that's that huge change from Jesus King and Donda, right, to pretty Christian albums, and then you come out with Vultures, the whole 180. And on top of that, like, he was Kanye, now he's Ye, like the actual, like, Ye TM, like Ye Incorporated, like that branding change. It kind of leads me to believe that the Ye that we're dealing with now is not the Kanye from College Dropout. It's not the Kanye from 808s and Heartbreak. It's not the Kanye from My Dark and Twisted Fantasy. It's not the same. I just feel like something is just telling me it's not the same guy. And so that's why I'm referencing him as the brand and not so much as the person, as the man. As an artist, being so popular, he is a representation of the zeitgeist that is going on right now. Right now, you have anti-Semitism on the rise. Anti-Semitism. Why? Why all of a sudden do you have the most popular artist in the world? I mean, arguably, but like, in terms of like active right now, the most popular. And he went from Wake Up, Mr. West. He went from, I'm gonna make a song for the kids to sing, and it's a media joke. He just talks about looking up to drug dealers in that song. Drug dealers just to get high. Stack your money till it gets sky high. What, right? He is representing what people feel, and people are feeling the quote-unquote anti-Semitism. And it's not out of nowhere. When you look at the lobbying groups that really control the politics, the biggest lobbying is from a foreign country that is in the Middle East full of people who wear tiny hats. It's not out of nowhere. Like, all these, the company that makes OxyContin, which is a pain-killing drug that is extremely addictive. Not only is it extremely addictive, but it was sold as not being addictive. So it was lied about. That's one of the biggest companies in the world, right? And Teva Pharmaceuticals, straight out of that small country in the Middle East of people who wear tiny hats, that has a wall that people cry about. And Jeffrey Epstein working for this probably, allegedly, working for this small country out the Middle East of people who wear tiny hats. You see all this corruption and you follow the money, and it always just comes from this one tiny country in the Middle East of people that wears tiny hats. This quote-unquote anti-Semitism isn't out of nowhere. This is what the people are thinking. This is the overall zeitgeist of the people. And not only that, but you bring it up on any of the top media platforms, and it's banned. You cannot talk about it. I mean, in Florida, it's literally illegal to boycott this tiny country that is in the Middle East full of people that wear tiny hats. And when you see that, I mean, go back to his first 3 albums. First track of the first 3 albums. Wake up. Wake up, Mr. West. In Graduation, it was Good Morning. That is waking up. Good morning. Ooh. Great song. This isn't out of nowhere. I would even go as far as to say that him being vulgar is also part of the zeitgeist, right? The culture right now, especially in America, it's hypersexual. If Sabrina Carpenter, she sells her body like she is showing it off, and her songs are just innuendos, sexual innuendos. Like, the overall culture is hypersexual right now. And with the dating apps, you have a situation in which less normal men are sexually active and more successful and, let's say, higher quality man. And I mean that very surface level. I don't mean high quality in terms of morality. I mean that, let's just say financially, let's say they're attractive, right? These kind of high quality men, the Andrew Tate type. Those men are also now, they are the most sexual that they've ever been. I wouldn't say that they've ever been, right? Like, kings and lords have always had very hypersexual lifestyles just because they can, right? Like, women will gravitate towards that. That's just a matter of fact. So the overall zeitgeist is hypersexual, which is represented in art, right? I'll turn on the radio, it's gonna come up immediately. It's also the case that, I mean, one of the most popular songs right now is the Ye song. You know which one I'm talking about. That one. It's kind of a hot song, if I'm gonna be honest, but like, that is what people are thinking. And so people are gonna hear that song. People who don't, let's say people who don't know, right? Like, it's super popular on social media right now. People who don't know, they're gonna be like, this is weird. It's getting like super popular. Why? As soon as they ask why and they start typing stuff on the Googs, on Google, people will notice. Now, it's a good thing in terms that people are seeing something that is true. Like, that part is good. The system will collapse, right? And maybe you've seen this. 109 countries that this one particular group have been kicked out of, like, historically. It is, eventually you have to say that is not because everybody hates them. It's probably because of what they do. Now, that is, it will end in turmoil. It will end in negativity. Because there's a huge financial system that is run by them. Kanye, now Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, whatever, the whole rebranding, him doing this he's doing this because people are noticing. Like, it's becoming popular because people are noticing. When people notice, the end result will be that revolution. It will be revolution type. It will be bad. It will be Civil War type. It will be dystopian. Like, we're talking very bad, right? Because the thing is, they have sold us a financial system. They have sold us a medical system that we are dependent on. I understand that what we were sold is not good. Maybe we were lied into it rather. That's true. But once that stops, we are dependent on it. If you lose what you're dependent on, failure happens. Notice, like, take a notice as to what's happening in culture, and take that into account when you're trying to look into the future, right? Ye having this noticing time that he's going through right now, and he's producing an art in which is showing this situation that we've fallen into, which, you know, about this small country in the Middle East of people that wear tiny hats. that ends badly. So like, take that into account. Look what happened to Germany, right, in World War II. Look at what happened then, and then what is going on now with Germany. Germany is not in a great place. Like, culturally speaking, they are hypersexual, they're drunks, I don't know how to say it any other way, but they're completely cucked. Like, they cannot fight against their government. They are too weak. Lots of weak men there. That's what happens when you feed into the wrath. Do not fall into the sin of wrath. Take a notice. Like, it's very important, see the truth, but do not fall into one of these, let's just say the 7 deadly sins, right? Do not fall into one of these sins. Do not fall into wrath. Do not fall into sloth. Don't become nihilistic because of this. You take a notice, and then you take action in a specific way in which you just do not buy their sin anymore. That's how we got here. We got here because we bought into their sin. If you buy something and get into debt because of it, that is your fault. It is not their fault. They simply sold it to you. When Eve took the apple from the serpent, it was her fault. When Adam blamed God because Eve took the apple and Adam ate of the apple, Adam immediately went like, oh, you gave me this woman, this is your fault. No. It's funny. This is how I'm going to conclude it. Is Ye in the Jesus King album, literally, like, he mentioned this in one of his songs, and he said, no, like, speaking from Adam's perspective, no, baby, put this back on the tree because we have everything we need. That has to be your reaction. You do not blame anybody. You make the correction, and then you don't buy into the sin anymore. That's how we get out. That's it. It's you. It's me. Like, I have to do that. You have to do that too. So, take into account the overall zeitgeist, what people are thinking, what people are believing. You can see that through the popular art. And the popular art right now is saying that people are noticing that, there's a control happening from this small country in the Middle East of people who wear tiny hats. Take that into account. Make sure you do not fall into wrath. You do not fall into sloth through nihilism. And you make your adjustment from there. So, stay woke. You'll figure it out.